I'm kind of curious, like, I feel that there is a bit of a spectrum between AI optimism and AI pessimism. Like there's some folks where they are like 10 out of 10. This is the savior of all humanity and it can do everything. Like you think about like the super intelligence advocates like Sam Altman and CEO of OpenAI. On the other side, you have many people that are really skeptical. They say, oh, it's overhyped, it's overblown. I'm kind of curious, like, where do you fall on the spectrum? One being like, hey, I don't think this is as useful as people think. 10 being like, I think this is like the silver bullet. And was there a moment, because I know there was for me, where I went from being a little bit more skeptical to like, holy shoot, like this is much more real than I would have thought. It's not a toy anymore. So I'm kind of curious about that.
Yeah. Well, I think those people that come from different camps quite often, not to go full Yoda, but, they have not unlearned what they have learned, right? And this is a shock with like procurement executives, they're never going to tell you like, hey, I've turned that crank, in 10 different transformations. Why do I need something? And you might not be able to. It doesn't mean you can't turn the crank a lot better and faster and deeper in this, kind of new world. But I think anybody that's stuck on both sides of those camps are not really, they're just not seeing the value in it. They need to open their eyes. And so for me, it was always innately curious and I'm drawn to the new technology and really trying to understand what it is and how it's useful. And so for me, for around LLMs and AI, to me, there's kind of this term that's around like neural symbolic. So it's two worlds, right? So our brains are oriented as neural nets, right? And as AI has trended towards, we move from, to neural nets and deep learning, and then to, LLMs and to, kind of building on top of that. That world is great, but it is probabilistic. It is neural. It is not symbolic. It is not structured reasoning. And over on the deterministic side, right, where SaaS apps live, structured data, clear domains, clear algorithms, rules. That's kind of been that world. And it's always like, oh, rules are terrible, and on the other side, it's like, well, AI is it's going to hallucinate everything. And the key is making those two things fit together. I did a whole presentation at DPW that was all about bringing these worlds together to say like, yeah, AI doesn't replace SaaS. AI is SaaS, right? And it's like ultimately it demands more from your enterprise architectures, and it is in turn driving a whole new class of enterprise platforms and applications, whether it's around MCP or whether it's, all these kind of different areas. Yeah. Those two things working together, because if you're like Cell and agentic systems, which are basically lampreys on the shark, it's like, hey, sharks are dead. Well, if, you need a shark for you to live. You need you need SaaS apps, they don't kill the host that you actually live off of unless you yourself are going to build a data model underneath to persist, where to store all that data to have persistence. So
of course. Like, you can build great self-driving software, but you still need to have a chassis to run it in, or otherwise it's just a concept, agents are a concept until they're taking action on data. I guess, it's interesting.